you are seeing things aright and taking such occasion for delight.
My word, when I regard myself, I find no reason for despondency of mind. I'm rich, I'm young, I'm of a family, with some pretension to nobility. And through the rank that goes with my condition, at court I can aspire to high position. For courage, something we must all admire, 'tis known I've been tested under fire. And an affair of honor recently displayed my vigor and my bravery. My wit is adequate, my taste discerning, to judge and treat all subjects without learning. I make a fine appearance, rather chic. I have fine teeth, an elegant physique, and as for dress, all vanity aside, my eminence can scarcely be denied. I could not ask for more regard, I seem, to have the lady's love, the king's esteem. And for all this, Marquis, I do believe that no man anywhere has cause to grieve.
When elsewhere easy conquests meet your eyes, why linger here to utter useless sighs?
Upon my word, I'm not the sort to bear a cool reception from a lady fair. It is from vulgar men, uncouth in dress, to burn for bells will not acquiesce. Pine at their feet, ignore their cold disdain, seek some support in sighs and tears in vain, and strive to win them with assiduity, what is denied them meager quality. But men of my class are not made to yearn for anyone, Marquis, without return. However fair the girl, however nice, I think, thank God, we too are worth our price. And if they should win the heart of one like me, they should in reason pay the proper fee. And it would be no more than fair that they meet our every overture halfway.
Then you are pleased, Marquis, with prospects here?
They give me, Marquis, good grounds for cheer.
Believe me, leave these fantasies behind. Dear chap, your self-delusion makes you blind.
Yes, delusion makes me blind. Ah, yes.
But what assures you of such happiness?
Delusion.
Have you grounds for confidence?
I'm blind.
What constitutes your evidence?
I tell you, sir, I'm all wrong.
Well, have you then received some secret vow from sailor men?
No, I'm badly treated.
Tell me, please.
Nothing but snubs.
A truce on pleasantries. Tell me what makes you set your hopes so high.
Yours is love, and I can only sigh. So great is her aversion for my ways, I will hang myself when I see it.
Come now, Marquis, to mend our rivalry, let us agree on one thing, you and me. If either one can show, beyond a doubt, that in her heart he has been singled out, the other shall admit defeat and yield, leaving the victor master of the field.
My word, your notion matches my intent. For my heart, I do consent. Hush.
Still here.
Love will not let us go.
I heard it curved in the court below. Who is it?
I don't know. There's no way to down.
What can bring her, pray?
She's not upstairs speaking of a latte.
What can she want?
She plays the prude where'er she goes. Her ardent zeal.
Yes, yes, it's quite a pose. Her soul is worldly, and her fondest plan is by some miracle to catch a man. She can only see with an envious eye the suitor someone else is courted by. Left all alone, but not the least resigned, she rages at the world that is so blind. She tries to hide by acting like a prude, her frightful and obvious solitude. But a suitor, though, is what would please her best, especially if that suitor was Alceste. His visits to me make her feel bereft, and she pronounces this a kind of theft. In jealous spite, which she can hardly bear, she covertly attacks me everywhere. In short, a sillier soul I never saw, and in her absurdity there's not a flaw, and... Ah, madame, what am I we can tell each other entre nous. All you hear of me, and I of you.
Why, nothing can be heard against your name, madame, and it is I whom people blame.
Madame, we either praise or blame in truth, according to our taste and to our youth. Unless another season for romance, another fitter for a prudish stance, the latter may be suited to a time when our attractiveness has passed its prime. It helps to cover our pathetic lacks, and someday I may well follow in your tracks. Age brings all things, madame, but who's in the mood at 20 to become a prude?
You've won a scant advantage there, in truth, and free yourself a lot without your youth. If I am just a bit older than you, this is no reason for such great ado. And I must confess, madame, I do not know what passion drives you to attack me so.
And I, madame, would like to know the reason why hunting me is never out of season. Why do you blame me for your unsuccess? And can I help it if men seek you less? If I inspire so many men with love, and am offered daily proofs thereof, proofs that you may wish might be addressed to you, it's not my fault. There is nothing I can do. The field is free, and I do not prevent your charming menfolk to your heart's content.
Come now. Do you think I envy you, that crowd of suitors whose attentions make you proud? I thought it is so hard for us to tell at what a price you hold them in your spell. Would you have us believe, the way things go, that it is just your merit that charms them so? That it is with a proper love they burn, and that they hope for nothing in return? Vain explanations never do ring true. No one is fool. And I know women who wait for every mortal to adore, yet do not summon suitors to their door. From this, I think we safely may conclude that such devotion springs from gratitude, that no one courts us for our lovely eyes, and that we pay a price for all their little sighs. So be a little less inclined to gloat on conquests that deserve such little note. Correct your disposition to be vain, and show your fellow humans less disdain. If we were envious of such as you, I'd rather think we could, as others do, let ourselves go. And then you soon would find all can have suitors who are so inclined.
Then let's see, madame, if you can lure them with this recipe. And
Madame, let's leave things as they are. More talk will carry both of us too far. I would have taken leave, as soon I will, but that my carriage keeps me waiting.
madame, believe me, you're free to stay as long as you like. Do not rush away. Less more formal talk for me to fatigue you. Here is someone much more likely to intrigue you. This gentleman who comes just when he should will entertain you much better than I could. Alceste, I have a letter I must send, or else I will antagonize a friend. Stay here with madame. I have no doubt she'll graciously excuse my stepping out.
She wants the two of us to talk, you see, while waiting till my carriage comes for me. And she can show me no consideration as nice as such a private conversation. Truly, people whose merit is supreme attract unanimous love and esteem. And by its charm, your high distinction earns the interest of my heart and your concern. I only wish the court would have the grace to set your merit in its proper place. You are ill-treated, and I swear it hurts to see you fail to get your true desert.
Who, I, madame? And what should be my claim? What service to this state adorns my name? What splendid thing have I achieved, in short, to justify my preference at court?
The court regards some with a kindly eye, which their achievements hardly justify. Merit requires a chance to meet some test, and yours, which is so plainly manifest.
Heavens, forget my merit. Be so kind. How can the court keep such things on its mind? It would be quite a task for it to scan the merit that resides in every man.
True merit is most difficult to hide. Yours command high esteem on every side. And yesterday, in two distinguished places, I heard a court person sing your praise.
But undiscerning praise today is cheap, madame, and lumps us all in one vast heap. With merit, all are equally endowed. Flaws no longer makes us justly proud. We toss bouquets in one another's face, and in the news, my valet has the place.
I wish your quality was more in view, and that a post at court appealed to you. If you had showed the slightest inclination, machinery would be in operation, and I have influence to bring to bear to make your progress smooth beyond compare.
And there, madame, what role am I to play? My character demands I stay away, and heaven did not make me of the sort to get along contentedly at court. I do not have the virtues that you need to do your business there and to succeed. Only in honesty can I compete, and I simply have no talent for deceit. And anyone who can't equivocate should leave the place before it is too late.
All right, about the court I shall continue. much distressed about your suit, and I could wish, if I may speak my mind, to see your love more suitably assigned. You certainly deserve a better fate, and Saint-Lament is not your proper mate.
One thing, madame, I do not comprehend. Do you forget this lady is your friend?
Yes, but my conscience has been grieved too long at watching you endure so great a wrong. Seeing you in this state, I am dismayed, and you should know your passion is betrayed.
Your tender sentiments I now discover would welcome tidings for a lover.
Yes, though she is my friend, I do declare that she does not deserve your loving care, and that her kindness to you is but show.
Perhaps, madame, the heart that we cannot know, but could you not in charity decline to plant such a disloyal thought in mine?
If you would rather look the other way, there is no use talking. I've said my say.
Whatever we are told in this domain, doubt is the thing that gives the greatest pain. And I would rather not have information without the chance for clear verification.
Enough said. Very well. To set things right, on this score you shall have abundant light. Yes, with your own eyes you shall clearly see. All you need do is come home with me. Convincing proof I will provide you there of your betrayal by your lady fair. And, if you're cured of your infatuation, you might even be offered consolation.
I've never seen such stubborn indignation for such a difficult accommodation. We could not budge the man, hard as we tried, with all our arguments from every side. Nor has a case of such a curious sort ever, I think, preoccupied this court.
No, gentlemen,
He said,
to this I claim. I'll concede all, except for this one thing. Why must he bridle and strike out so madly? Is his honor at stake in writing madly? I'll praise his lavish get-up for its charms. His skill at dancing, horsemanship for arms. But praise his verse, that takes a diplomat. And if he can't write better than that, he should resist rhyming to his last breath. At least until it's under pain of death.
in short, the best grace and accommodation he found to cover up his irritation was to seek thus to put her on to ease.
Sir, I regret that I'm so hard to please. And for your sake, I wish with all my heart I thought your sonnet was a work of art.
After these words, they had the two embrace, and hastily concluded the whole case.
His actions are peculiar and extreme, but I admit I hold him in esteem. And the sincerity that is his pride has a heroic and noble side. It's an uncommon virtue in this day, which I wish others had in the same way.
The more I see the man, the more I wonder at the passionate spell his heart is under. Considering what heaven made him of, I cannot think how he can fall in love. And why he loves your cousin, I confess, is something I can fathom even less.
This clearly shows that love, in human hearts, need not imply community apart, and theories of mutual admiration in this case show themselves without foundation.
But as you see it, is he loved in turn?
This point is far from easy to discern. Whether she really loves him, who can tell? She knows her own emotions not too well. Sometimes she's been in love and never knew it, or thought she was when there was nothing to it.
With this cousin of yours, I think you'll find more sorrow than has ever crossed his mind. And if he had this heart of mine, I swear he promptly would bestow his love elsewhere. And turning in a far better direction, would take advantage of your deep affection.
I am not ceremonious, I fear, and on these points, I'd like to be sincere.
I do not begrudge him, for my part, madame, the feeling for him in your heart. But, if the bonds of marriage should join those two, so that he could not pay his court to you, my hope would be that I might take his place, and seek to win some measure of your grace.
Go on. You're jesting.
No, indeed, madame. No one could be more earnest than I am, and I eagerly wait upon the day when I can tell you all I long to say.
Ah, madame, you must help me gain redress for an offense that cracks my steadfastness.
What is it? What has made you so upset?
I cannot understand it yet. And the collapse of the whole firmament could not crush me as has this event. It's done. My love, I don't know what to say.
Try to regain your mind's composure, pray.
Just heaven, must such graces be combined with vices worthy of the meanest mind?
But still, what?
Everything's devastated. I'm betrayed. Why, I'm assassinated. Yes, Solomon, such things be believed? Yes, Solomon's untrue and I'm deceived.
Have you strong reasons for this supposition?
This might be just an ill-conceived suspicion. Your jealous mind an easy prey to snares.
Good Lord, sir, won't you mind your own affairs? I've proof of her betrayal all too clear, in her own hand, right in my pocket here. Madame, a letter bearing Orant's name has shown me my disfavor and her shame. Orant, whose suit I thought she viewed askance, the one I feared the least of her glance.
A letter often gives the wrong impression, and bears a false likeness to a confession.
Once more, sir, if you please, leave me alone and mind your business. Let me mind my own.
Alceste, control your temper. All this spite.
Madame, this task belongs to you by right. It is with you my heart now seeks relief from the torments of overwhelming grief. Avenge me on my cousin without shame, with basely betrays your true flame. Avenge me for what I trust your soul abhors.
Avenge you? How?
Madame, my heart is yours. Take it. Replace the faithless Solomon. Oh, I'll have my revenge upon her then. I want her punished by the deep emotion, the heartfelt love, the assiduous devotion, the eager duties, and the service true. And now, my heart will sacrifice to you.
Of course, I sympathize with what you suffer, and I do not disdain the part you offer. But it may be the harm is not so great, and you may drop your vengeance and your hate. When it's a charming person that does us wrong, our plans for vengeance do not linger long. Whatever the offenses we resent, a guilty loved one is soon innocent. The harm we wish her has no aftermath, and nothing passes like a lover's wrath.
No, Madame, that is not the way I burn. I'm breaking off with her. There's no return. Nothing I could ever do could change or project what I project. Here she is. My blood boils at her approach. Her turpitude deserves a sharp reproach. I shall confound her utterly, and then bring your hearts quite free to Solomon. Great heavens, can I control my indignation?
Dear, what has brought on your agitation?
Nothing can compare. Not the ugliest crimes, the faithlessness you've shown these many times. The worst that fate, hell, wrathful heaven could do never made anything as bad as you.
I smile at these sweet amenities.
No! No, this is no time for pleasantries. You should be blushing. You have ample reason. And I have certain tokens of retreat. My apprehensiveness was not in vain. The cause of my distress is all too plain. And don't flout to make a fool of me and to flout me with impunity. I know that we cannot control desire, that love's autonomy must be entire, that force won't strike a heart's responsive chord, and that each soul is free to choose its lord. So I find no subject for complaint, if you had spoken frankly, without feint. Had you spurned my advances from the first, I'd have blamed fate and hoped for the worst. But thus, to fan false hope with false acclaims is faithless treachery, quite without shame. And after such a slight, avoid my path, I have beside myself with the righteous wrath. And ruled by the anger I feel for you, I could not answer for what I may do.
Come, explain this latest of your fits. Tell me, have you completely lost your wits?
Yes! Yes! I lost them at that fatal hour when I first fell into your poisonous power. And when I sought sincerity as well in the false recognize your hand. This should at least leave you mortified. Its evidence is not to be denied.
Then this explains your mood and all you've said.
Can you behold this note and not turn red?
And if I should blush, perhaps you'll state the reason.
What? Are you adding shamelessness to treason? Do you disown it as an unsigned note?
But why disown a letter that I wrote?
And you can look at it without dismay, although its very style gives you away.
You really are too patently absurd.
Against this witness, who can take your word? And how can you offend me so and flaunt your clear infatuation with the Ront?
Oh, Runt! Who says he is the addressee?
The persons who today gave it to me. Like, let's assume that it's for some other slave. Does that give me less reason to complain? Will that make you less guilty in the end?
And if it's written to a lady friend, where's the guilt? And what's this all about?
Oh, that's an artful dodge, a neat way out. I grant I had not expected such deceit, and that just makes my certainty complete. How can you stoop to such a lame excuse? And do you really think me that obtuse? Come, let's see just what way you'll try to lend support to such an obvious lie, and by what artifice you will pretend this ardent note was for a lady friend. Just tell me how you will explain away what I shall read.
I do not choose to say. I don't concede to you or anyone the right to talk to me as you have done.
Don't take offense. Just tell me, if you please, how you can justify such terms as these.
I'll do nothing of the kind, I swear. Think what you like of me, I just don't care.
Please show me how this could be meant for any woman, and I'll be content.
No, it's for Runt. You must be right. I welcome his attentions with delight. In all he says and does, he has a way. I'll agree to anything you say. Make up your mind, let nothing interfere. But I have heard from you all I will hear.
Damn it! How could such a cruel trick be invented? And has a heart ever been so tormented? I come to tax her with perfidy. I'm the complainant, and she turns on me. She won't deny her guilt, but boasts and jokes. And my pain and my suspicions she provokes. And yet, my heart is still too weak and faint to break the chains that hold it in constraint. Oh, treacherous girl, with what consummate skill you play upon my utter lack of will. At least defend yourself for this offense, and drop this false claim, this vain pretense. Show me the innocence of what you wrote. My fond heart will forget all about the note. Just try your best to seem faithful, and I will try my best to think you so.
Your jealous frenzies make you mad, I swear. And you do not deserve the love I bear. What makes you think that I would condescend on your account to brazen and pretend? And why, if my heart leaned another way, shouldn't I quite sincerely have my say? What? Has the way I've spoken out about my feelings left you in any doubt? And since it is so hard for a woman to express her sentiments of love and tenderness, a man for whom this hurdle is surmounted should know that a woman's word is not to be discounted. Shouldn't he be ready to stake his life for what causes so much internal strife? Come, these suspicions earn my indignation. And you are not worth my consideration. I am a fool. I'm sorry this is true and that I still have some regard for you. I will look elsewhere that is all too plain and give you proper reason to complain.
Treacherous girl, how can I be so weak? I cannot trust the sugared words you speak. Although you may betray me, even so, I must learn to what lengths your heart will go.
No, you do not love me in a proper fashion.
Ah, nothing can be likened to my passion. My eagerness to prove it goes so far that I could wish you worse off than you are. Yes, I could wish that no one found you charming, that your predicament was quite alarming, that heaven hadn't given you nothing at birth, not rank, nor family, nor any worth, so that my heart and gleaming sacrifice might compensate and might alone suffice. 'Twould be my pride and joy all else above to have you owe everything to my love.
You sure wish me well in your own way. I hope to heavens I never see the day. But here's Monsieur's watch. I do declare.
What does this outfit mean? This right there. Come in, sir.
Sir,
Well,
I have strange news about
what are they?
our affairs that aren't going well.
How's that?
Shall I speak?
Yes, speak up and quick.
Isn't that
Oh,
so?
you'll make me sick when you speak up.
Monsieur, we must give ground.
And why?
after summer, a man in face and dress came to our place. The kitchen door opened. And left the letter with such a scrawl you have to be a demon to read it all. It's about your lost two eyes, no doubt. But not even Satan could read it out.
Well, then what of it? Just explain to me, why should this paper mean we have to flee?
A little later, an hour or more, a man that's been to visit you before came in great haste, and not finding you there, gave me a message that I wasn't there. He said that you have got to get away, and you could be arrested, if you say.
But why? Nothing specific? Think, Matt, think!
No. But he did ask for a pen and ink, and wrote a note in which I think you'll see the explanation of your mystery.
Well, give it to me!
What's this all about?
I don't know, but I hope soon to find out. What are you waiting for? You, oh, come on!
My goodness, sir, I left it in your drawer.
Oh, I don't know why I